Hey, do you like tracer units? What am I saying? Of course you do. But you don't want to spend the money on tracer units. They're overcomplicated and don't really give you a clear instruction of how they actually work. Well, here's where this comes into play, because our friends over at T238.net have actually helped work with us to help hook you guys up with not only some great deals, but also even better trace units. So, be it, of course, from, say, the most cyberpunk of cyberpunk. Or even the most tactical of tactical rifles. T238.net has got what you're looking for. And aside from tracer units, they also make high-powered motors, be they high speed, high torque, or even anything in between. For V2s, V3s, they even have trigger units that are easy to install and just do a lot of awesome things. And the best part is, they have components that prevent them from overheating. And it's not just for airsoft. No, they also make it for gel ball and Nerf. Meaning that if your country does not allow you to have the coolness that is airsoft, then at least you have something for Nerf and gel ball. So, go down to the link down below and use the coupon code AirsoftAl and you'll get some awesome stuff. And even better stuff, be they discount codes or, of course, free shipping. But if you use the link down below, then you'll be helping us out here on the channel. So please, go down there to the link down below, use that referral link, and get some really awesome stuff. I mean this, folks. T238 has never steered me wrong, isn't going to steer you wrong. They are simple, easy to use, and easy to understand, and they're reliable. So, what are you waiting for? Go down there right now at T238.net's link down below and use coupon code AirsoftAl and get some good stuff. Before anyone says anything in the comments section, hear me out. Alright, just hear me out. I haven't stared anyone wrong before, and while yes, this fanfic is in fact fetish fuel, basically, is, as the nostalgia critic would call it,
fetish film!
Understand now that there is actually a good idea here below the smut. So let's actually talk about it, shall we? Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Harley Quinn's nephew, Harry Potter. A fanfic by Python Snake, or Snicker Python, basically Python, who actually presents a really cool and interesting idea, but has to go and pile on smut on top of it to bury said idea. This idea being that, what if Harry Potter was related to one of the greatest girls of all time in the DC Universe, and one of two power couples in the DC Universe? That being Harley Quinzel, or Harleen Quinzel, Harley Quinn, literally the female Joker, the basic best member of the Suicide Squad, the clown girl that basically made Clussy a thing. The thing that made everyone realize, you know what, her and Harley Quinn could definitely be a good couple. The girl who basically made us realize that not all villains are just evil for evil's sake, and are actually psychologically broken, hurt people beneath the makeup and just absolute carnage.
You damn straight!
Ladies and gentlemen, how does the story even begin, and how is this story set up? Well, like I said, if you look past the fetishes, which by God we will get to, basically this is set a few years after, of course, Harley Quinn the show. Basically everyone has kids, everyone's a little older, and the world's still turning, basically. Only issue is there's a lot of fat people.
Excuse me, the fuck did you just say?
And I don't mean freaking healthy, husky, fluffy, no, I mean damn and oh hell no. And I mean this when I say that the author has decided to basically say that, yeah, no, people be fat.
You're such a fat ass that when you walk down the street, people go, God damn it, that's a big fat ass!
Here's the thing. Batman 2004, or The Batman, showed a fat villain once. You wanna know why that wouldn't work, and why it didn't work? Because the motherfucker needed a moped to basically get around. The motherfucker basically was so fat that he could be considered Shamu's cousin. The motherfucker was so fat that he had his own gravitational pull. Jesus Christ, every single fat person in this damn universe basically is so fat that they literally make earthquakes every time they walk. They don't need no super weapons. All they gotta do is do a frickin' belly flop on the ground and bada bing bada boom. That's how you basically extort a city. These guys are so fat that every time they jump into the ocean, the water just goes up and all the fish are there on the ocean floor.
So fat, her blood type is ragu.
She's so fat she goes camping. The bears have to hide their food.
When Ginny hauls ass, she's got to make 2 trips.
2 guys can fuck her at the same time and still never meet.
I would go further into the fat jokes, but I've already pissed off the left enough, so I've met my quota of pissing off the left. So, and the fact of you can't technically be a villain with a heart condition, because believe me, people who are that fat actually do have conditions. I don't care how good of a superpower you have, I don't care what kind of freaking super soldier serum you have, you're gonna be fat. Or my bad, you're going to have a heart condition, you are going to have heart issues, you're going to have back issues, you're going to have leg issues, you're going to have all the issues. So, yeah, no. If you want to make chubby characters, make them a little chubby. Make them have just a little fat, but not frickin' obese to the point that they're frickin' land whales. And Aquaman mistakes them for land whales every time he's on shore.
Emotional damage!
Okay. That's my last one. That's my last fat joke. I promise. Now, basically Harley Quinn and Ivy rescue Harry Potter, take care of the Dursleys, and more or less take him back, and try to basically raise him. And this is where something could actually be a very good, heartwarming story. In a sense of, they're trying to help this abused child not become a supervillain, basically. Or at least to the point of giving him a loving home. Harley Quinn, in terms of a relationship, Ivy has always been the grounded, person in that relationship. She's always been grounded, she's always been the adult. Harley Quinn is basically the ball of chaotic energy that is just fun. And let's be honest here, Harley Quinn is the fun mom. Ivy, while yes, still being the fun mom, is also the strict mom. And will basically make sure that you do eat your vegetables, you do brush your teeth, you do actually wash behind your ears, and you are on bed at the time she asks you to. Of course, in terms of actually striking a kid, I don't see her doing that. I really don't. And I don't see her being that parent, especially with Harry Potter. At most, Harley Quinn is going to be using her PhDs and her psychology background to basically help Harry heal. While Pamela Isley will actually use her, of course, doctrine to try and help heal him, because while yes, they could technically take him to a doctor, both of them are doctors. One in biology who could actually help him basically heal naturally and even unlock natural healing abilities, while Harley Quinn is a psychological doctor and has Lord knows how many psychology degrees. So basically one can help him heal his body, one can help him heal the mind. It's just how it is. Now, the big thing is we do see the villain kids. And one thing I gotta bring up, the fact of there is no way in hell Bane and his dominatrix wife adopted a kid. Unless something happened to where he's shooting blanks, there is no way in hell the dude did not have a kid. I'm just saying this now. That kid had to be biological. Unless, of course, the venom serum actually causes the bastard to be sterile, then that's understandable. But again, there's no way in hell that motherfucker didn't produce a kid. And the kids that are introduced is actually Cheetah's kid, again, Solomon Grundy's kid, which is basically, Gorilla Grodd, who is a daughter, an ape daughter. Not exactly 100% anatomically correct, but okay. Riddler and Clock King's kid, which that's actually understandable. They would adopt. I could totally understand that. a lot of other kids, actually. A lot of other basically main villain kids, including Shark, King Shark's kid, who, if you remember from the Harley Quinn show, was the runt of the litter. So seeing that kid actually grow up to be a decent person, you know, that's a good thing. I actually am happy that kid actually grew up to be decent. And again, yes, the fetishes are on display. The fetish is on display in this story, but there is a good story that could actually come from this, especially when Harry Potter does grow up. Also, you're fucking telling me a hero actually is fat? I don't believe it. Believe me when I say that heroes do not let themselves go because that's an image, a public image. Even if they're retired, they still have to keep a public image, especially women. Moving on, basically Zatanna is fat. She's a land whale. That's what I mean by she's fat. Her fucking, all the fat women in this movie, in this freaking fiction, be basically going around on freaking scooters going, meep meep. Moving on. Basically, the next chapter from this is going to literally have us learn about Harry Potter's past and sort of the lore dump of it. And believe me when I say that is exactly what's going to happen, is we're going to get a lore dump. And I'll be honest, I'm looking forward to it, because when you look at this from a perspective of it actually being a very good story, it could be a good story. Harry Potter being Harley Quinn's nephew and Harley basically being related to Lily is a good thing. Not only that, but if you check my review of Never Returns, that story actually presents a really cool premise of how the DC universe is alongside the Harry Potter universe. And the fact that Magical Britain is the only nation that basically is completely and utterly blind to what's going on. Because if you're watching this, Python, if you want to make a non-smut story, you got a cool idea here. If you want to be smut, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Just, you know, it's going to be hard for me to read it and not... Because I'm a DC fan, through and through. I've been a DC fan since 1995. Well, not 1995. That was a year after I was born. No, I think my first DC comic was back in 98, 99? Basically, Y2K. Before Y2K happened, rolled around, the whole, you know, Y2K scare. I was basically a DC fan from them. I remember growing up on Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, the comics, Static Shock, all of the media. So, really, the world you build kind of conflicts with what I remember of DC, but you know what, again, you've stated before that it's basically a fetish story. That's fine, that's fine. I'll still read it. It's just going to take me a bit to accept it, that's all it is. But, again, the story ideas here are cool, especially when you take into account the fact of Harley Quinn doesn't have to send Harry off to Hogwarts. In fact, what you could do is you could basically have Harry grow up not as a villain, but as an anti-hero. Because, again, Harley Quinn is basically now a member of the Bat family in the show. So what you could do, and the fact of Poison Ivy is now the CEO of the League of Villains, LOV. Again, there's a lot of cool stuff that's going on in the Harley Quinn show that you could actually implement into the story. One of which being the fact of, one, his mother basically has, Harley Quinn, his aunt, basically has connections to the superhero roster of magic users. Poison Ivy, his other aunt, and of course, surrogate mother, basically has connections to all the villain magic users. This boy would definitely have the full catalog of magic, and would know magic, and would understand magic, and would not have to go to Hogwarts at all. Hell, basically, Magical Britain could be the only nation that is basically shunned because the fact of they have not evolved like the rest of the world. France and Belgium and frickin'... Again, there's a lot you can do with it, especially when you look into DC's magic users in DC's magical world and how it's presented. I mean, hell, Morgana is still running around along with her son. You got Dr. Fate, who is literally a Lord of Balance, and then, of course, you got Kelron, who is a Lord of Chaos. You got all this stuff from DC that is literally telling you to make it incredible. So please, for the love of God, actually make this incredible. You have something that can be good. If nothing else, I'm just going to take your idea and make it better by presenting it as a pitch meeting video. Or hell, I've presented it as is. And again, if you guys want to read this yourself, and you want to actually read it for story's sake and just look past the fetishes, there's a link to it in the pinned comment down below. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Airsoft Al. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about Harry Potter being the nephew of Harley Quinn and the surrogate son for Poison Ivy, or in this case, a step-nephew for Poison Ivy. Which, I think that's how it works. I mean, would she technically be a step-aunt to Harry, or would she just be an aunt to Harry? Family dynamics has been always confusing for me, so you guys can tell me in the comment section down below. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Airsoft Down. If you want to help out the channel, consider donating to either the PayPal or Cash App down below, or check out our partner links down below as well. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Airsoft Al. I'll see you all in the next video. Till next time, later.